Hey, this is David with Decide. Well, we are still in our COVID period. Things are starting to open up a little bit, but not completely. Bit by bit, more and more things are opening. More and more people are creeping out and getting back to work and things like that. And since the COVID period has started, we have been getting a lot of people reaching out to us, looking for different jobs, wanting to know the state of the marketplace, looking for career advice. What should I be doing next? This is what I have been doing. That job's gone. What do I do? And this is part of a video series that we've put together to give the advice to different people depending on where they are in their career stage. We did one video focusing on people that are just graduated or a couple years of experience. This one's going to focus on people in that 10 to 15 years of experience, and we're going to do a couple of others here soon. As we are recording this, the current unemployment claims since COVID started are just over 36 million. The job losses, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, is totaling 21.2 million, and that combines March and April, so effectively the COVID period. So to the 10 to 15 year person, you're going to hear a lot of advice. Before I start talking about some specific things, I do want to take a moment and say all of our advice is sort of geared towards what is IT, what is the software world going to be looking like in 10 years and beyond. Can't go too far beyond, but everything that's pointing towards right now is all about things we're going to just put under the umbrella of digital transformation. It's a phrase that covers a lot. What exactly does it mean? Here's what it means as far as I'm using it. Digital transformation is going to include DevOps, Agile, Cybersecurity, data analytics, machine learning, and all the appropriate software and networking infrastructure associated to these things. This is where the jobs are. This is where things are going to be going. This is where the money is. This is where the demand for the technical talent is going to be. I do want to state that the last several years have been a huge demand on technical talent. The demand has been greater than the supply. Code.org has said before that 500,000 open IT roles in the United States. 500,000 open IT roles. More demand than people. And when you look at how many people graduate with computer science degrees, it's less than 500,000 a year. By a lot. These people have to come from somewhere. If you have technical skills, you are going to be in demand. Tough right now, but it is a good thing. And everything I'm talking about is pointing towards how do you get yourselves into one of those skills that are going to, where the money is. There are a couple of things that we do want to talk about that seem to be common occurrences, more and more common. We're in Houston, and go figure that there's a lot of people coming from oil and gas companies that are now out in the market. A question I ask every single one of them is, do you want to stick around in oil and gas? Is this a train, a roller coaster that you want to get on again? It's been an up and down for several years. The ups are great, the downs not so much. Here it is, 2020. Everybody's having a problem, but oil and gas has got a double problem. Not going to dig into that. And not that long ago, in 2014, 2015, when the rest of the country was kind of getting this economic recovery, yay! Although it was slow, it was still a recovery. And in Houston, not so much. Oil went from 150 to 25. Granted, that rise up to 150 was great, and lots of people got a lot of work and a lot of good job opportunities, but coming down, not so fun. And we don't have to go back very far about, before we had another oil and gas roller coaster. So to the people working in oil and gas, do you want to get on this train again? And if you do, for how long? If you got that 10 to 15 years experience, you got another 30, 35 years left to work. How many more times do you want to go through this? It is a question that you should ask yourself. Oil and gas is not going to go away. There's still going to be jobs. There's still going to be opportunity. Technology is going to be changing just like any other industry. But, not many other industries, if the Saudis get mad at the Russians, does it have an impact on your job? Something you need to think about. Another career individual that seems to be going through some transition is the network engineer, desktop person working for the smaller IT department at industry companies. Industry companies is a company we provide XYZ service to the public or to another business, and they have an IT department. Increasingly, we're seeing that job at that type of company becoming less and less. Those skills are still needed, and there's still lots of opportunities. But if you are part of a smaller IT company or a smaller company that has an IT department, 5 or less, the jobs at that company is something that's becoming smaller. Effectively, what's happening is that these jobs are just switching, and these people wind up working for a lot more MSPs. There's a lot of growth in the MSPs, less so if you're that individual working for the smaller company IT department. At the end of the day, as we're moving more and more to the cloud, those jobs are going away. And they're going away at those companies, but those jobs aren't going away. They're just being shifted. So if you have that skill set that's where you've been working for the last several years, time to think about, do I want to go either work for a bigger company as part of their infrastructure group, or do I want to go make a jump over to an MSP? Something to think about. Just on those MSPs, there's a bunch of MSPs that we have spoken with where their marketing campaign is effectively to find those companies who have 2 to 5 IT employees. And the pitch is, we can go and move your stuff to the cloud, manage your services, manage all of your help desk needs, and we're going to be able to do it cheaper than what it's costing you to hire these 2 to 5 people. So, and they have a good case to make to that. So do you want to be one of those people being replaced, or you want to be one of those people replacing them? Your decision to make. But back to advice that we're giving people. I mentioned before how digital transformation, DevOps, Agile, that's where the skills are needed. That's where you want to go. If you're a software developer, you want to make sure that you're looking at places where they're really agile, not agile-ish, agile, do they story point? If there's a company, when they have something with DevOps, you want to be involved in that. There's a lot of transition here. There's a lot of people asking the developer who used to manage the releases to now be part of the DevOps team. That's a good career move. Getting involved with any of those DevOps tool packages is a good thing to get into and a good thing to do. Doesn't take, I don't want to overindulge in everything that's underneath digital transformation, but the more that you can actually get into this and get into cybersecurity, the better. If you're a network engineer and you've been getting tickets from your group, and y'all just round wheel about who picks what ticket, start picking all those security tickets. Get yourself as much as possible, acknowledge as the cybersecurity person of the group. Get those certifications, CISSP. There's a demand for that, and the more and more that you can position yourself as a cybersecurity person, the more that you want to get into it. For a lot of the people out there, they're just lost their job. What do I need to focus on? What do I need to study? The digital transformation topics become good, but there's a whole category of topics that is really becoming in demand more and more. And if I look at the last year of jobs that have been posted here in the Houston area that have these things in them, suddenly it's becoming a factor. And it is just the low code integration tools. When I say low code, just rattling off a few of them: OutSystems, Zapier, Mindex, Power Automate, IFTTT, if this then that, that's a product name, Betty Blocks, Trade.io. All these really fall into that category of low code, or I'm just going to say integration products. Zapier boasts that they have over 2,000 integrations with different software companies. An example of how this could work, and let's actually make this a COVID-related example. I'm a restaurant and I don't have curbside, and I wanted to do that. I actually wanted to integrate that to my social media campaign. One could open up Zapier and change some things on your website where it gets sent something, Zapier picks it up, creates an order inside my POS, inside my restaurant, sends a text, sends an email to however the customer, what they want. When they come in, they text you where they are, what kind of car they have. All this can be done at Zapier. Following up on that, do you take it once the order is picked up? Do you have your POS send something out and sends it to the customer, asking them to rate you on social media or Yelp? All of those integration points can be done with Zapier. They can also be done with several of the other products I mentioned over here. This is a set of tools that enable The smaller company, the mid-sized company, they do an incredible amount of automation. Companies are wanting to use this, and they're looking for people to help them out with this. I see that this is great for a lot of people who have some tech skills, but maybe moved into a business analyst role, but they're still capable of getting inside some tech things. Maybe not going to be a data engineer, but they can definitely handle some things like this, because these are all low-code environments. It doesn't take a computer science major to figure this stuff out. I want to make an analogy what I'm seeing with these tools. You go back in time a little bit in the early 90s, you had this flurry of work related to PC databases, Access, Paradox, DBase, just to name a few. And effectively what was happening out there in the marketplace is you had the business units of these companies just got sick and tired of waiting on the IT department to write an application for them to make a change inside of an existing application that they had. You're either waiting on the mainframe or, yeah, we're figuring out this client server stuff. And the business users said, we're going to take this into our own hands. They went out and they hired themselves a DBase programmer, made this DBase application. The database was sitting out on a file server somewhere, and had a group of 15 to 30 people using this application. And they got stuff done. What was the lifespan of these types of applications? Wasn't the longest, but you know what? If you're the right person, you may have had a pretty good career and a pretty good skill set that you could actually develop on this. Looking for work, these are some things that really have some need out there in the marketplace. You're going to be doing Mendex 30 years from now? I sure hope not, but would you be doing Mendex for the next 5 to 7 years? And are there companies looking for people to help them out with that? Yes, there are. Low-code environments, great for a certain number of people. Ultimately, some individuals need to think about where their education is and what they know. If you want to make a little bit bigger leap, I said some of the same advice to the younger crowd. There's a little bit more investment you can make into yourself and actually get some good skills. A lot of the universities actually have these extension programs. University of Texas, Texas A&M, Rice, just some big local universities offering a 12 to 24 week program, get a certificate, and you can become not bootstrap, but a full stack developer, data analytics, front end developer, and these are good programs. People hire from them. They're highly motivated to get their graduates placed. There are other levels of these types of courses. Udacity and Coursera offer nano degrees with a lot of these same types of things. Those are good to look at as well. If you want to shift gears and get into one of these digital transformation areas, these are a good way to make that transition and pick up some good skills. They offer a lot of free programs. I recommend you take the free programs. You can find out a little bit more about the types of things you need to study and what you need to learn, if you like this or not. What's wrong with free? Nothing's wrong with free. So I hope this helps some of the things for people in that mid-career path. And we'll be talking again soon. Thanks. Bye.